All right, traders. Good morning. Welcome back, insiders. Another beautiful day for some live trading streaming. Today is Friday after all, so my goal today is get green and get going. So I probably won't be streaming till 11, but I might. You never know. We'll see what happens. Remember, guys, the goal is to trade the best we can. The rest, aka the money, the fortune, the fame, it's all a byproduct of trading the best that we can every single day the market allows us to. Disclaimer, throw it up here really quick. Do not copy trade, and no trading is risky. This stream is for entertainment and education purposes only. Let's get to it. So top gainers right now, MESA, and that's really it. Looking at the second screen, the tickers from yesterday, none of them really held. PHUN is somehow trending back up, which is kind of crazy, but nothing else held. So I'm going to get rid of basically everything. I'll leave MIMO just temporarily, but let's add MESA here. That's the one. That's the top gainer right now, and maybe you could argue TGL. There's something there, but I'm not too interested in TGL at the moment. So those are the two gappers we're watching. I'm gonna keep a close eye on that. Anyway, guys. Happy Friday. I'm gonna take a breather quickly here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. SPY is up. So just thinking about, you know what? I didn't comb my hair this morning after the shower. My hair is all over the place. I was wondering what felt so off about me. On the picture, I was like, why do I look like a scruffy? I did the towel thing, and then I went out of the bathroom, and I was just looking at myself, and I was like, why do I look so messed up right now? A little bit irrelevant, but just a little thought I had. Now, right now, nothing is moving. So let's just make sure we neatly document everything from the day before. No stress here. Keep the second stream up. I accidentally deleted an important folder and I can't access all my things really quickly, which kind of bothers me. So I think I'm going to save this under MR. Here we go. CELU and AGFY both did not hold. We got MESA popping up now. Make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Let's go to FinViz as well. And we'll import our trades as well. I had 6 trades on CELU and 7 trades on AGFY yesterday. So this week is definitely 4G conditions, get green, get going. So that's going to be my focus today as well. You know, if we can get our green and get going, I would love to do that. I also have a few plans this afternoon, friend's birthday. So the sooner I finish, I think the healthier for my overall what's the word for it? Not focus. A little bit focus, but I think, yeah, just overall, the better I think I'll be. Because the closer I get to 11 a.m. today, I think the more mentally I'll be a bit antsy, purely because I'm like, oh, you know, I got some things to do. My brother, not my brother, my friend says shit to do. So he's always like, I got STDs, I got shit to do, or stuff to do. I guess you can be a little bit more PC. CELU. Match by symbol. AGFY. I did actually one more trade after the stream on LYT. I'll show you guys that one. I think it's worth sharing. It's very small size, but it was actually a good little setup, so I'm happy I took it. Usually I don't trade after I'm done streaming or after 11, but I was doing the recap video and then it popped up and I was like, that's kind of a good setup, so I went for it. So what I'm doing now is just adding screenshots to some of my imported trades. So this is, yeah, the LYT trade coming up now. Still no gappers, looking interesting enough. I can't believe Fun is really one of the top gainers today. I don't know if my soul can handle it. So there's the trade. Look at that. I went for the break of VWAP. I just didn't get my size. I still made like, I don't know, what did I make on it? Let's go to the next trade. This is second trade here. Yeah, okay. Made 14 bucks on a big baller over here. I thought it was more than $14. Okay, I'm less excited than I was 1 minute ago when I was gonna share it for the first time. I thought it was like 30, 50, maybe even $60. I don't remember such a small. Yeah, so yesterday was not the best trading day for me. Kind of stuck around, I think, too long in some regards. I have pretty good discipline not to trade, but when you're looking at the charts so long, we were talking about it yesterday, eventually it's a mirage. You start finding things that may or may not exist. And I think to some extent that happened to me yesterday. Morning, Kevin. Good morning, Harry. Did AGFY have offerings? I'm not sure. Let me look into that. We got a little bit of a trade on Fun yesterday. I don't have to document or take pictures of my trades like this. I just like doing it because sometimes I go back and I'm generally curious, like, okay, what was my layout? What was I looking at? How, or not necessarily what was I looking at, but like how did things look when I was taking this trade? So the coin's the last one. This is actually not a day trade, so I'm gonna restart the wizard and do it for the investment portfolio or my. But let's go to AGFY first, like you mentioned. Freaking straggler Winkler right now. I don't see an offering. No, I don't see an offering. I don't know what happens to this ticker. There was just AGFY was messed up to begin with. It had a nice low float, but the price action was so weird. Yeah, this ticker was a bit doomed. Morning Till as well, Minhari. Good to see you guys. And morning everyone in the Discord. So yeah, I had a quick coin trade yesterday. I made like $100 on it. It was tiny. Ultimately, my goal was to I closed it up here, and I think that was a good idea. Let's see, 130. It'll be easier to see on a bigger time frame. So my goal was basically to get coin move back higher, and I felt like we were still in a downtrend, so I took some profits with the intent to rebuy, and that's basically what I did. So you'll see that I basically bought here, sold here. It was a 4% trade, so somewhere here, and I rebought again. Felt like downtrend wasn't over, so I sold with intent to rebuy. Yeah, we could talk meta in 1 second. I'm down. Let's go to the 15-minute here and do a 4-hour here. That perfect channel that we were in. Just gonna go take a picture. And so with coin right now in my my more of a swing trade here, similar situation, looking for that move back to the 9 EMA. I'll start accumulating. Basically, to me, this is all a buy territory, and we'll see if we can get that move back higher at some point. So I'm not going to be using too big size. I'm long 50,000 or 50 shares right now, which is, you know, pretty small. That's about a $6,000 position size. So if I can get up to 100 shares, I think that'd be good. Anything below 130 to 112. Yeah, let's pull up Meta quickly. What do we got? Wow, Meta is so crazy. Ended near the highs yesterday, and it gapped up. It's at 380.46. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if it did have that double top and maybe pulled back. But to me, I'd be more nervous of something like Nvidia happening, where, you know, this one also had a lot of resistance. It was a triple top, massive supply zone, right here in this area, and then we actually got a huge breakout, 14-15%. That also happened, if we go back even further, for the really big breakout that made a lot of news. I don't think this was a perfect double top though, from what I remember. Maybe it was actually. So this was at 348. Let me go back here to the daily. Yeah, so this one popped up here, 316, and then it just had a huge gap up day. Obviously, this was a little bit different. This was a lot of AI related pushes, and then it's earning. Was that earnings? I think it was an earnings play. Yeah, earnings came out. I'm not so sure with Meta. what can cause such a big pop, but maybe there is something. But they did already run, 300%. So I don't know if they're going to have that huge breakout. I don't know. It's not something I really play, so I don't know if I can really give good feedback here. I definitely would be a little bit nervous either way, I feel like. I'm going to quickly wash my hands because now they're super sticky after that orange. And I'll be right back. We still have no gappers moving, and Hari, I will check as this ticker you're calling out afterwards. SOXS. All right, I think I've acquired everything I needed to acquire, including a little fork for this delicious orange that I found. Look at that. I also combed my hair a little bit, although it looks a little sloppy, I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's check out. Nice. No more sticky fingers. SOXS. Wow. If I ever IPO a company, I'm going to try to get a really easy to say and fun ticker symbol. I feel like that's half the battle. I read an article that ticker symbols that are easy and fun actually outperform other ticker symbols. So you would think something like SAVE would actually do maybe better, although it had a huge bottom bounce. 30%, wow. So I'm just marking out some major support and resistance zones on this ticker. 15.8. We got something around here at 11. Just kind of mapping out some zones. Still trending down. It's an ETF, semiconductors ETF, huh? Yeah, ETFs always have very awkward ticker symbols. Not always, but most of the time. So crazy. Is this an inverse bear? Oh yeah, it is. I was like, why is it going down so much? So this is probably going to just keep downtrending. Honestly, I don't see a reason why not. I would probably just go long this one. I mean, just short it in any sort of pop. This is probably a good short. There's a lot of volume here as it's preparing to break to a new low. I don't see chips going down anytime soon, although I could be wrong. I don't know too much of the fundamentals in that department. But it's definitely a technology that is really just getting started. And the whole world's competing for these chips. Wow, nothing happened yet. 722, so it's going to be a little bit of a slow start here, which is fine. Kind of feels like it gives me a little bit of breath to catch up on anything we need to catch up on. Not a lot of insider buying going on, though. Good time to check out some morning brew. Well, that was the wrong click. News. Is this the lady they made a movie about? Americans have lost faith in the value of college. Yeah. I have zero faith in, well, I wouldn't say zero faith, but I think for most people, college doesn't make sense. Definitely didn't make sense to me. I think if you're trying to be a doctor or something like that, maybe it makes a bit more sense. But like if you're studying business, do not go to college. Unless you're going into some Ivy League and you're trying to get your network going and whatnot. Networking is probably the only reason to go to college. Oh, I'm out of orange. It was so good. I was really just getting into it. Wow, that thing was delicious. Something that we should also remember is whenever the macro is too busy, we should probably keep in mind that top gainers are going to be taking a back seat, and that's kind of the case. I might just make a tweet about this, and then you guys can also see it. I think that might be. I just put it in the Discord. So here we go. Too much macro also takes eyes of top gainers. Example, here we go. If offensive, offensive. Offensive is not really what I'm trying to say. Offense, like freaking off, get on the offense. Risk on it. New ones below are up. Up a lot, then probably, let's go to put here. Then probably traders are looking at those cards. Wow, that was a lot. This was the case for yesterday, so I think it's something important to keep in mind for sure. I could even add to this. We can say more examples. Here we go. Although not all of these are dollar signs. Some of them, actually, let me think about this. Maybe they are utilities. I don't think these are. Because some of them are actually slashes. BTC, easy, okay. No, those are futures, okay. Let me know if you have any questions. And let me know if you guys want me to check out any other stocks or anything specific. I'd be happy to do so. I'm going to check out some news in the meantime. How's everything going with the stream? Volume good? Display good? Let me know if you have any concerns, questions. I'm here. Let's see what's going on. Again, if you are wondering if I'm still looking at tickers, of course I am. I got my second screen up all the time. You'll see it right here, right now. I just don't find anything too interesting. SPY is up quite a bit pre-market, so that's going to be potentially a bit of a macro day. We don't really have any major macro news. We have Michigan consumer sentiment coming out today, so I don't think that's going to be really relevant. So just keeping an eye on these tickers. Peter says my volume is a little low. All right, thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna increase that a few bits here. There we go. That should be a little bit louder. I don't want to make it overpowering. Maybe I'll make it even. Because I just want to make sure if I say something really louder, like I shout because of a trade, it doesn't go past it doesn't go into the reds. And right now it's kind of has that potential. There we go. I think that fixed it. Harvey's wondering if any options are expiring weekly today. To be honest, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't really follow options that closely. I was like, what month is it? Today we got two events. Let's see, monthly expiring equity and PM. I'm not totally sure what PM stands for. Indexes he's trading. Monthly equity index and cash settled currency options expiry stage. Yeah, so today is kind of an important day. I would like to actually get Colby's opinion here. See what he says. Ask him how relevant it is for his trading. For our trading, I'm not sure if it's really that relevant, but it seems like today is an important day. The triple witching is such an intense nickname for the option expirations. Here's a little bit of good news for anyone that is a long Apple. Bank of America upgraded it to a buy and said it could soar more than 20%. Little bullish sentiment there. Yeah, I could see that, James. Yeah, options are a tricky one. That theta is really that curveball. I feel like when it comes to options all the time. Yeah, Hari, Apple, Microsoft are definitely at each other's throats. That's true. We got MESA kind of crawling up here. Not to the point where I'm interested in really trading it. It's lacking the volume. I think that's the biggest problem on it. So we had that break of VWAP, 5%, but the volume is just really not interesting. Yeah, it's right there stuck. Yeah, volume's really light. Morning, Baha. Here's something a little bit more interesting. I'm scouring the news, trying to find things that are a little bit more relevant for us. I don't want to. There's too much news otherwise. You got to find the relevant stuff. Here we go. Reddit's IPO is reportedly due in March. So according to Reuters, the social media platform's long-awaited initial IPO will launch by the end of March after it makes its public filing in February. It'll be the first big social media IPO since 2019 when Pinterest went public. Everyone's going to be looking at Reddit's own users who are known to fuel meme stock rallies. Well, I think Reddit does a lot more than that, but yeah, it's kind of what Reddit became known for. That's true, and could help prop the company's debut on the stock market, valued at $10 billion as of 2021. Reddit reportedly will sell 10% of its shares as it competes with TikTok and Facebook for attention and ad dollars. Interesting. Yeah, interesting analysis there, James, saying time to short car dealerships overextended with inventory over 1 million 2023 cars. Still lots being sold for 20% discounts. Yeah, I feel like so many cars are being produced all the time. I'm kind of wondering, does it make sense? You know, who's buying all these things up? Although I probably will be soon. I'm excited to be back on the market for a car, hopefully at one point. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be in Berlin for, but whenever I do move, definitely be getting a car. That kind of makes me want to check out Carvana. Let's pull up Carvana. Carvana. There it is. CVNA. I was like, wow, what is that ticker? Yeah, this ticker has been struggling, for a long time. Wow, low of 3.55. I forgot how low this one went. Yeah, that's 99% down. Oh, wee. If you put $1 in this company at the high, you'd have under $1 at the low. I mean, that's brutal. Very brutal. This ticker also has a 37% short interest, at least the last time I checked, which was a few days ago. Which kind of means it could spike. At one point, it probably will spike. So, something to keep an eye on there. I just find that industry is probably still struggling quite a bit. Put alert on this one, see if it dips any lower. But the lower it dips, the more chance of a pop, right? Right now it says 40% short interest, so that's even more. FSR, the car maker, at 47% short interest. BYND also in the 40s. This company is screwed. I don't know if it's going to survive. Everything like plant-based products. Oatly also pretty rough. Yeah, those companies are... Yeah, FSR is just going lower and lower and lower. Chrysler being the worst. What's the ticker for Chrysler here? Fiat Chrysler, is that it? No, this is a futures. No, that's the wrong one. I'm not sure. It looks like it was probably acquired by Fiat. IRBT. What's this? IRBT robots. I don't know this company. Let's go to quarterly. Get a big bird's eye view. These are some Oh, this is like the Roomba. A cleaner home starts with iRobot. Save up to 645 today. If I'm saving 645, I'm spending way too much money. That's what it feels like. Look at the new the sell-off on this puppy, man. You got to be careful with these, like, not necessarily one-hit wonder products, but just these companies that I feel like at one point just always disappear. Where did this puppy IPO? They IPO'd somewhere around 37, and then they really looks like they formed some sort of bottom here. Not sure totally where, but somewhere in that area. Okay, so they came back to that, and then they fell off a cliff again. Just devastating. What happened here? Did earnings come out or something? Oh, takeover block. Man, these mergers are just getting destroyed left and right. That's disgusting. I'm sure it will be a good dip buy, just like SAVE save was a good dip buy. I don't know, maybe that's the play right now, buying these dips. Okay, you know what? This warrants, and this probably warrants another tweet. Instead of due to the Fed, because that's typically regarded as something else, due to regulators. I think I could word this a little bit better. There we go. Basically, okay companies that just lost out on a merger due to regulators. No, I like my basically okay companies. I'm gonna keep that. What other companies? I mean, obviously, Adobe and Figma, I think it was. But I don't. Was Figma? I think that was private. I think Figma was private. Yeah. KPIs. Let's see what some KPIs are. Americans average less than 6.5 hours of sleep per night, according to a new study. That's crazy, by Axios. In Hawaii, for instance, 76% of people get less sleep than doctor recommended 7 hours. Okay, well, Different statistic than we just read, but okay. Well, researchers say that in cities on the western edges of their time zone, like Tallahassee, Florida, where it stays lighter out longer, people tend to get less sleep. So if you're struggling to get some shut-eye, perhaps consider moving to Sioux Falls. Where's that? Guys, always keep an eye on the second screen. Always, always, always. Is anything moving? You got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself. And yes, the answer is yes. PCSA is moving. Let's quickly check this one out. Put it on my second screen as well. Post in the Discord. Okay. Auto send needs to always be on. 37. This ticker could easily run to 4. I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. Maybe a little bit of a dip buy coming up here. How low can you go? Not sure if I got in on that one just now. Didn't get my second fill, unfortunately. I'm gonna take some quick profits with the intent to rebuy here. Didn't get my fill. There we go, quick trade. Trying to get some size here for a potential another pop. I think we got room to run for sure. We're at a really big support zone right now. Major support zone here. Try to chase that one a little bit. Nice pop there. Didn't get my size though. I'm going to trade this one with the anticipation that it's actually not going to hold. Yeah, it's not holding already. New minute, 3, 2, 1. Looking for a little bit more of a pullback. Some more sellers coming in now. Whoa, what kind of sell-off was that? Okay, that did not hold. A lot of sellers there, though. That was crazy. What a dip. A lot of sellers still there. Kind of feels like it's going to rip through that, though, if I'm going to be totally honest. Don't know why. That was unfortunate. It was working for a bit until it didn't. I would love to not trade a sub-dollar for once. I really am not a big fan of sub-dollars usually for these exact reasons, but it's what it is. So Colby responded about the triple witching. I'll let you guys know what he says in a second here. Just want to keep an eye on PCSA for now. Came right back. Look at that. Good thing I didn't sell it all at that low. Really tricky though. Really tricky. So it's back in play. This 0.3 zone is such a critical spot. Trying to get this spread here. It's unfortunate. That was a nice bounce, 17%. Was not able to capitalize on that at all, even though I kind of felt it coming. Damn, talk about stopping out right before the pop. That's frustrating, very frustrating. I'm gonna try to size down on this one with every pullback. Last time I had such a strong pullback after a pop. That's what makes buying this one high just really sketchy. A little bit frustrating for sure. There's buyers there. Looking for that move over 375. I'm not sure if we'll get it. That's the goal. Always a little bit too early, kind of frustrating. All you need though is to nail one trade and just got to be risk averse on the other ones. Manage the downside on the other ones, I should say. Looking for that move over 37. Didn't really get proper size. $37.5. Can we get it? There's a lot of resistance here. Tons of resistance here. Nice. Made back my losses. Definitely not an easy ticker. Crazy how easy it is to butcher trades on this ticker. I mean, I gotta be grateful for being green, but that was very tricky. 37. Next really spot I'm looking for is here around 45. And then maybe 0.5. I'm looking for this 9 EMA to hold. Looking for a move over 37 to 4. Taking some risk off the table here. Looking for a bit more of a resolution. There we go. Looking for that move here. Let's see if we can get a pop over 37. That's tricky. Corey says PCSA was the most stressful 320 I've ever made. This ticker is jumpy. That's so funny because I literally was thinking the same exact thing. This ticker was just absurdly stressful just now. SPY is breaking higher. Whew, that was pretty stressful. I still want to know where Sioux Falls, Success Falls. How do you pronounce that? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Sucks Falls. So bad. It would take me 18 hours to get there if I wanted to go there from Berlin. That's a long time. Oh, I zoomed out way too much. Listen, just show me where the falls are. Take me to the map. Oh, this place looks really nice in a way. Okay, so they're right on the time zone border. Is that what you're telling me? That would make sense. South Dakota next to Iowa, right here. Well, it's not necessarily, it's kind of like in the middle. But I guess I guess I get their point with quickly coming back to PCSA. It's not that I'm not looking at it. I'm also looking at save here, guys. Huge day again on save. So, whoa, fun just had a massive drop. It's over for fun, guys. It is over for fun. It is over for PCSA. Must be an offering. There's no news on it. Still feel like it's an offering. I'm trying to figure out with this is a cool map. So I'm here. Okay, so I'm like basically smack dab in the middle. Interesting. It's crazy that Poland and Spain have the same time zone. They're so far apart. And then why do like these random countries, like who draws these lines? I feel like they were just like, no, we want to be like, you know, whatever Spain's on. It's like, bro. Very weird time zone separations. Very weird. But yeah, Germany's like in the middle. Portugal's on that. Interesting. Let's hear it for Eastern Standard Time. We all know EST is the best time zone. How did you guys on YouTube fare? How did you guys do on PCSA? Did you guys trade it? James, I feel like you were trading it. My Firefox just crashed again, just like yesterday. Super weird. Oh, that's why I didn't see your guys' messages. My Firefox crashed and it wasn't updating, and I just now everything crashed, and now I see that I see all the messages. Yeah, of course. Okay. Let me catch up with your guys' messages. I really big apologize. You guys are probably wondering why the heck is Alex not responding to us? I did not see anything update. I was already wondering, why are you guys not typing? Everyone's getting upset. Brent's wondering, do I split my time between Germany and the US? Yeah, I do. But it's not 50-50, and often I'm in different countries. I spend some time in Portugal as well. I'm flying to the US at the end of next week on Friday for 6 weeks. So I'll be trading Mountain, no, I'll be trading, is that Mountain Time? Yeah, I'll be trading Mountain Time. I'll be here in Utah. So that's gonna be freaking brutal for me. James, okay, you're driving. Okay, got it. James was in the car. That's why he didn't trade. Honestly, it's not even that bad of a miss. It was such a tricky ticker. This is a beautiful picture. Obviously. I put SAVE on the second screen as well. Sioux Falls. Brent saying Casvalion is also saying pronounce Sioux. Okay, it's like Sioux Falls, like the Indian tribe. Like I know the Indian tribe, Sioux. But okay, but fair point. I get your guys' point. Okay, Sioux Falls. Wow, why would they spell it so weird? Well, I guess it was the Indian spelling. Well, I go saying in Key Largo they have crazy fog. You can't even see the boat from his porch. That's crazy. Yeah, James says, just figured you locked in and focused on trading. Yeah, I was pretty locked in. That's true. That was my priority. Trading is always the priority, no matter what. And that's for everybody. It should be the priority for everyone. Everything else is secondary. So when a good ticker pops up, we drop everything and we focus on that ticker. Frez on Sava. Good to see you, Frez, man. Good to see you in the chat. Still watching Save. Oh yeah, James said, what was the Colby response? I'm actually going to copy and paste the response so you guys can read it on your own time. Oh, no, I can't. It's too long. It's too long for me to do that. Here's the response. It's going to be on the screen. I'm going to put it on the side as well. I'm watching PC SAVE on the side, save. Colby says, very important, the third Friday of every month is options expiration week. Basically, when the most monthly options expire, with equates to monthly trillions in dollars of volume. Wow, David up $800 on it. Nice. The volume, the day before OPEC's third Friday of every month, the market is always slimy and tricky. If you look at the SPY or any index from yesterday, there were massive reversals. That's very true, actually. Just look at the SPY right here on the top left of my screen. You guys will see the SPY had a huge reversal the day before. The day, in terms of market movers, today is the day to make all the money. Trillions of dollars expiring. The goal is to pay not one single person. And their goal is to pay not one single person. If they can achieve that, aka rip us higher at open, make all the put orders panning out of their positions, and rip lower, then make all the call orders panning, rinse and repeat. That's really, really interesting. You guys can give Colby a big shout out. Where is he? Where is he? He's disciplined. He's in here, but I think it's lowercase. I think that's the problem. Yeah. You can give Colby a big thank you for his analysis. He's focused on large caps. You could go to tradejournal.co/disciplined_day trader, or just go to his YouTube channel, or both, and give him a subscribe. Check out some of his videos. Leave a comment. Say get off your break. I'm gonna leave him a comment right now.
Finally happened. I think I have to take a break from trading.
Oh, I already left a comment. I'll leave another. Yeah, give him a subscribe. He's always our macro Wikipedia, basically. He's always answering our macro questions. So big thank you to Colby for that. There we go. Is it Mike? Why is everything going so slow right now? It's freaking me out. I'm still watching SAVE. Don't think I'm not watching it. I didn't think I was going to trade it, but it's actually looking better and better. So, okay, there we go. Nice. Yeah, so tell them to get back on YouTube. And again, tradejournal.co/or_daytrader, disciplined day trader. I'll post it there. Okay, let's get back to it. MESA having a big breakout right now. Bottom left here on the screen. PCSA from earlier is just dying, absolutely dying. Save is running up. Fun is dying. SPY is running up. Andre is saying, feeling tons of FOMO watching Save. Yeah. Yeah, Frez, it's been way too long, man. It's good to see you. I'm happy to be streaming again as well. Let's... Frez, are you also stateside? I'm trying to remember what state you're in, but somehow it's not coming to me. I'm watching Save. Minnesota. I'm always here, brother. Nice. Well, we're gonna be pretty close to each other. I'm going to Utah in a couple basically days at this point. We'll be basically the same. Is that the same time zone? It might be the same time zone. No, it's not the same time zone, but that's fine. Boz from Washington State. Yo, there we go. So you're getting up early. You're like Danny, if you guys know Danny. He was on our podcast a lot. He's in California and he's getting up really early. But he doesn't trade pre-market as much as us crack babies do. Yeah, Corey says he does like the chart, but he's hands off on it. Okay, I told Corey that he's basically, he likes the chart, but he's not trading it. And I said, okay, if there's a good 5-minute setup, I'm gonna small size it. I'm gonna brown bag that puppy. Andres is wanting anyone from Mexico. We all partly live in Mexico with our debauchery in Cancun and Playa del Carmen. No, I'm not real. I'm really not a big fan of Cancun. I'm just, it probably used to be really nice. I went to Playa del Carmen for like a month and a half, like 15 years ago, but it was already very touristy back then. Actually, I think it was even more than 15 years ago. Where in Mexico are you, Andres? Yeah, Frez. I think that's what it is. Problem with SAVE is just that was such a strong bounce already on it. I think the best move might be behind us. Just had my coffee service come in. Cheers, guys. I just realized we're still looking at the 6 chart, so there was a few things I think I pointed out before. It doesn't really matter. So let's kind of map out some major freaking zones on this ticker. Obviously $8, and then this little bounce zone we had around 9 I think is pretty significant. Also on the daily, we just have to understand that $10 is going to be a big zone, and then $9 again, showing it's rearing that face right here. I think that's pretty significant. And there is something around like 850. It is a $1.50 zone. We also don't want to clutter our screen with too many entries and exit or major supply resistance zones. But it looks like those are some of the big 3 above us. I'm going to look for a little bit more of a 5-minute setup. Mind you, we are that major $8 zone. So let's see here. A 2-minute chart would make it interesting pretty much now-ish. So keeping that in mind as well. I'd like to see probably a little bit more of a sell-off. Maybe something around 3, 4, 7. Something there. I'd probably start scooping some of this up. No, my VWAP is purple. Purple. I think my goal here is to basically finish up trading before the market opens. Oaxaca. That's where a lot of the pyramids are, right? Wow, that literally looked at my limit order and just said, nope. I feel a little bit discriminated against right now. Yeah, on the 2-minute chart, it looked pretty good. I thought we were going to get a little bit more of a crack on the 2-minute chart, but we didn't. So I'm not going to really chase it. Mark says I'm buying dips on save the tight stop. Yeah, I don't see this one just having another big flush. I mean, anything's possible, right? But I feel like the bad news is in. They're not going to do an offering. So I'm not really sure what catastrophe can still happen, but I guess anything could always happen at any time. But that's with any ticker, right? That's with any ticker. Question is, can it break the 7.5? That's what everyone's thinking about. MESA is actually kind of crawling up here, but that volume is super light. Now I'm feeling really discriminated against over here, not getting my entry. Oh, well, that's fine. I can always get another entry. Use up slightly today and coin as well. TGL really doesn't look too interesting. PCSA kind of moving back up. Fun is basically gone, I would say. SPY had a huge dip and then just had a quick correction. That was a bit weird. All right, guys, it's time to go in standing mode. Whoa. Another pullback here coming up on save, it looks like. Question is it going to break below 7.5? I'm not sure. That's a lot of sellers, 20,000 shares going through there. I'm going to get 100 shares already in at 51 because it looks like it might just bounce here. Oh, no, it's back. Let's see if we can get a better fill under 50. Doesn't look like it's gonna break. Oh, maybe right there at the, oh, right there at the end. It did. All right, got my size on it. Guess I was a little bit eager beaver there. I don't like the fact that the 2-minute actually broke quite a bit. I didn't think it was going to break that much. I thought it was going to be like a 49 and a pop back higher, so I might have to cut this one, unfortunately. That was a way bigger sell-off than I was expecting. Stopping out. Fortunately, it looks like I'm going to potentially stop out at the perfect low, but that's what I get for sizing in too much. Shame on me. Should have learned my lesson. Crazy sell-off there. So we had a 4% bounce, and then we had another 5% sell-off. Getting a little bit bounce off this 75. I think we might see a little bit of a bounce, and then I'll close out the rest. No, there is like no bounce happening. I think everyone's trying to stop out right now. That's the problem. Yeah, got me good. Got me really good there. Oh, wow. Nice work, James. Yeah, there's that bounce we were looking for. I just couldn't risk it. I was already sized up too much, so that was my mistake. I had way too big size. I said I would trade it with smaller size too. And the problem was everyone traded, or not everyone, but a lot of people traded this probably like I did. Or at least enough people to where the price action did exactly what happened. I basically bought here, then I needed to stop out, so it wasn't bouncing because everyone was stopping out. And then once everyone stopped out, it popped higher. That's basically what happened. It got me good, got me really good. I had the right idea by waiting under 7.5, but when it actually ended up holding like 3 times, then I said, okay, this looks like it's moving higher. So then I moved some of my orders over 7.5, and that was probably my big mistake. So just not being patient enough, which you probably should be patient, really patient on the dead cat bounce kind of play. Question is now, is it going to get back on the front side? That's really what we're wondering. Perfect trade, James. Congrats, man. That's nice. SPY just had a big dip. So I'm kind of thinking SAFE is going to keep running here. That's my original theory as well. I don't really know how much it's going to pull back. So I think we're just going to do some very small limit orders and buy on red candles and see if we can get a fill here. Basically, goal is to try to hold this back over 7, maybe like 7.6 or so. I think it's also important to remember there's actually no top gainers right now that anyone's looking at. So I think SAFE definitely has all the attention. So let's see if we can keep sizing into this one slightly below 750 and see what kind of pop we'll get. My big problem on my last trade was just the size was too big. I wanted to do something around maybe $3,000. I went right to $7,000, which isn't necessarily a big size, but I shouldn't be going towards that 10,000 unless I have maybe some flow on a certain ticker. I've kind of shown that to prove myself a little bit. And I went a little bit too big too quick. So that's where my mistake was. If I did the 3,000, I could have averaged down or cut and then rebuy, but either way it would have not been such a big loss. Still doesn't look like there's any other gappers that are doing anything. Pretty light volume right now that we're seeing. So we had pretty strong sell volume here and a little bit less sell volume here. This breakout, we're getting overall kind of light breakout volume, which isn't the best for continuation. Wouldn't be surprised if we maybe had a double bottom around VWAP like we had here. James says he's going for a VWAP test. Hard to say. The 2-minute chart isn't looking great. But I think SAVE could just be maybe trying to crawl up to this $8 zone. And then maybe we'll have a break of that $8 zone. So it could just have a strong little move here. We'll see what happens. Maybe up 1% or so. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on MESA. On the 5-minute chart, it always kind of looks interesting as it's crawling over VWAP. But then I look at it, the volume, and I'm just like, that's why I'm not really that interested in it. Mark says he's hands off until it breaks 50 cents or dips at VWAP. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. So we might be having that retest towards VWAP at one point. Did SPY have another big dip? Oh no, that was from before. I keep seeing this crazy dip here. On the 5-minute, it always looks super brutal. Let's go back to SAVE as it's approaching VWAP. see if we can get a little bit more size. I am looking for that, a little bit of a longer hold. I typically don't hold tickers longer, but my goal for SAVE is a little bit different. I kind of want to hold it into as we approach the market open. Which is a little bit different style than usually quick scalping. So I just try not to over look at it. I try not to stare at my charts too much. I am keeping an eye on all the other potential top gainers, but nothing really looks that interesting. So I do think a lot of people might be looking at SAVE for a trade like I am. So I do want to be very kind of aware that that's potentially what people are kind of focusing on right now. Sell volume here, pretty light. That's a good sign. And as I mentioned, buy volume here was also very light. Not a good sign for continuation. So since here, same rules apply, not a good sign for continuation. So that's what we like to see. Still have a tiny size here. Just had a little bit of a starter entry. See if I can mentally practice holding longer. I know it's not really something I do a lot. Also watching MESA, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get any trades on this one. You know, a little bit more size here. Bring down my average just a bit. Maybe it is going to break VWAP. Let's see. Anything's possible. Could be a little bit of a retest in this zone. So that'd be a light break of VWAP and then potential for that move higher. So let's see what happens. Typically that is a good thing when there's a break on light volume, just to kind of shake out some stops. And then sometimes you get a nice rebound, but we don't want to be overly biased. Last time it had a nice little pop lower. Again, this time I'm using very small size. There we go, getting 2727 getting chipped away here. I think there's a good chance it's going to break below that. Question is, will it hold? Goal is to get a little bit more share size here on a break below, a light break below VWAP. It's a lot of volume coming in there. Okay, not a lot, but a bit more. There we go. There's the break. Volume's actually pretty significant. Trying to pick up some shares here in the teens. Overall, I think my thesis was wrong, so I will be stopping out of this trade. Looking for a little bit of a bounce up here as we have huge support, but we have a big supply zone above. Just keeps pushing down a little bit harder than I expect every time. Last little size there. Yeah, wow, way stronger than I expected there. Way stronger. So it already came in with that volume. Yeah, unfortunately stopping out again. Taking a bit of a loss here, back to back. Both times stopped out near perfect lows, but yeah, I can't really keep risking it. So giving back some of my profits from earlier. And all right, guys, it's probably a good time to enter now that I'm stopping out again near the low. I think there's a lot of people trying to stop out like me. You can kind of feel it in the order book. All right, fully stopped out there. So two red trades back to back. Looks like my flow on this ticker is just not what I thought it would be. I thought we had that good potential to climb back to $8. So I tried it here and I tried it here. Both times failed. So I guess that's probably why I don't trade a lot of these. Corey and I were talking in the Discord about SAVE and how we felt about it. And it was just like, we were kind of coming to the conclusion it was a little bit out of our wheelhouse and it's not something we typically trade in terms of big dead cat bounces. So in that regard, I think we were right. I'm happy I gave it an attempt. I feel like you don't get better usually without trying. I think the only thing I really did wrong was I used too big size on my initial trade. And then maybe I didn't stop out quick enough here when that big volume came up. But the second trade doesn't really bother me so much. Really the first trade I think is where I made the big mistake. All right, let's see what the chat room's up to. Yeah, it's a slow one. So I'm only up 100 today. I was up 400, but I gave back 260 on save. Is what it is. My mistake. Kind of trading something that I'm typically not trading. But I thought it was worth it as there's no top gainers that are interesting enough. So sometimes the focus does shift. And I think there are opportunities on SAVE. I just have yet to kind of pull those out for me personally. $9.02. Let me get some water. I'll be right back. We're back, we're back, we're back. Wow, look at that. It looks like I'm the master of stopping out the perfect lows on this ticker. A little bit disappointing because I love the fact that it hit these trend lines. That's always what I'm looking for. So nice to see that. Now we are back above VWAP, so it's back in play. It is back in play. Mark says nice push as soon as Alex leaves. Yeah, that's how trading goes sometimes. You stop out at the perfect lows. It's probably the worst part about trading, but sometimes it's kind of funny how it happens. Happens to all of us. SAVE looks like it could be pushing back to a front side here. This is a pretty good spot for it. Gotta realize there is a lot of upside resistance. Small little trade here, nothing too major yet. 500 shares would be ideal. Nice. Good little pullback. Let's see if we can get a little stronger than I expected. Goal is for this double bottom to hold and see for that move back above. Very small share size. I learned my lesson. Volume has picked up here quite a bit. Question is, are we officially on a downtrend? We might be. I'm not going to average down into this one if it goes below the 7, 7.8, 7.7, but I will start sizing into this one a bit more as we trend higher. There we go, nice little push off the lows. It's only the third retest. Sometimes the third retest does have a strong sell-off. So let's see how it goes. Nice little push higher there. That coffee and donut looks good. Light volume here. Yeah, 909. I'm not sure if this is, I kind of feel like it might be the beginning of a backside, but so far, if I just do the inverse Winkler, I think I'd probably be doing better on SAVE, so all the more reason to hold. I liked sitting at around 850 a little bit more than I do sitting around 909. Goal was kind of trade this one leading into the market open, not exactly getting very, very close to the market open. There we go, a little bit of buy pressure coming in here. Goal is to size into winners. So being careful with my size unless we keep trending higher as we are now. There we go. Very light volume though so far on this move. Sizing up a little bit here, averaging into this one. It's kind of not doing any sort of pullback. I think it might have a strong break over VWAP. If we have a little bit more of a dip, I'd be happy to buy into that. Here we go. Trying to get 500 shares. I don't really want it to be pulling back too much here. I wouldn't want probably more than like a 13, 713, 712 pullback. That's my, yeah, so basically if we can hold this zone and now pop over, that's my goal. I don't want a triple bottom. We might get it, but that's just what I'm thinking. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is still seeing a lot of resistance. We have technically a slight higher low coming in. I got my size that I wanted. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to 3 strikes and I'm out this one. All right, I don't think I should be trading SAVE. It's pretty rare that I have such bad what's the word for it? Not executions. I was thinking about executions the whole time. Results? I don't know. I read this one pretty wrong. I think I was a little bit too early, a little bit too late, didn't cut quick enough. And then here at this point, I think this was just, my idea was a stronger pullback like we saw, but then I wanted to see that rip up. So 3 times in a row, I'm wrong on a ticker like this. I don't think there's any point for me to keep trading. Still slightly green on the day, but a little bit unnecessary losses. I don't mind giving back half, but I think giving back 300 was probably a little bit too much. So I think what I'm going to do now is probably just wait for the open, see if anything pops. Otherwise, I'll call it. I probably won't be waiting around till 11. So that's my plans going forward here. Colby says short it. Yeah, probably. But I think if I went short on save, it would probably rocket up. So no flow on that ticker. No need to keep trading it. Mark says the chart looks horrible now. Yeah, it does look really bad. It's definitely an added difficulty I've noticed with streaming. It's like if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have just closed my computer and called it already. But since I wanted to stream at least until the open, it kind of forces me to trade a little bit more. But I also think that's kind of good because I can work a little bit on my discipline. I can work on a few different strategies. I can also just trade more. It kind of gets me trading more, and that way I learn more. So I think in the short term, for the next few weeks, it might have more negatives, but I think in the long term, it's going to be very beneficial for me to stick around a little bit longer, especially if the market's good. Probably in the summertime, I'll take 1 or 2 or 3 months off because the summer is just super slow. But until then, I think it's probably going to be net beneficial. Don't worry, James. You didn't talk me into anything. But 27% harder. For every 10 more viewers, it adds another 5%. Yeah, but I think there's a lot of bonus to when it comes to streaming. I think you learn a lot. You can share ideas. I think it's really good. Obviously, in a slow market, the hardest part is just making yourself not trade. But hey, I learned a little bit more about myself. I learned a little bit more about dead cat bounces, and in general, I typically don't trade. Also, I think what I did wrong on SAVE, I typically don't trade backsides. So SAVE this is all backside VWAP. So if I wanted to be trading save, I should have been trading it on these front side moves. So again, a good reinforced lesson there. Stick to my OG strategy. Don't try to catch reversals. In a way, what I was trying to do just now was catching a reversal. So really what just happened is I got a nice $300 lesson. So I guess I'm grateful for that. Although I think enough lessons for today. Let's move on from that. Nice, Mark. Congrats on that profit. Really nice. Yeah, a bit of a slow week for me. Wednesday was really the big day for me. Other than that, it's been, a bit uneventful. Yesterday, a bit of a red day. All right, I'm gonna get some stretches in my pre-market open stretches. I'll call them. Give me like a few minutes here, and then we'll get ready for the open. Let's see here on the screen. SPY pulling back, fun. Actually having a little bit of its own dead cat bounce on a very small time frame. Good, similar to SAVE. SAVE holding the $7 zone. Not too bad. Looking good there. So we might have a run to 8. MESA struggling here. TGL struggling, and PCSA struggling as well. So I think opportunities are a little bit light today. Want to be careful at the open. We'll be watching it. See if I can get another trade in. And probably be wrapping it up as soon as possible. I always like to say 4G on a Friday and as well on a Monday. So get green and get going. So I got a bit of a 4G mindset. Probably a good idea, Baja. Probably a good idea. So currently up $99, up 400 on PCSA, but down 300 on SAVE. So kind of canceling each other out. We'll stay for the market open, see if anything interesting happens. I hate to say it, but I think SAVE is really the only ticker that is probably worth trading. It's a bit of a nightmare because I literally stopped out at the perfect low 3 times in a row. Anyway, time of 4 is a day. Got another 1 minute and 50 seconds till the market opens. I would like to maybe get a trade on something like PCSA if the volume comes in here. I think this could be a nice little pop. I'm just not really sure. Maybe something around 35 would be a little bit more interesting. So I'll keep an eye out for PCSA to 35. But I feel like most eyes are going to be probably on SAVE. Tricky price action though at the moment, nothing too clean. I wonder if it would be brighter in here if I actually turned off the lights. 1 second. No, now it looks like I'm underwater. Okay, 1 sec. I'm not underwater. All right, now it just looks like, yeah, it's dark in front of me, which it is. All right, guys, good luck. 20 seconds left. Don't be overly aggressive. goes PCSA. Waiting for a little bit of a dip here. Not sure if it's going to dip first. Might just have a nice pop. There we go. There's the move to 35 potentially. I was hoping for that little pullback first, but we didn't get it. SAVE is at $7. Maybe it's going to break lower. Who knows? So far, strong sell-off on Save at the open there. PCSA almost hitting that 35 zone. Wow, actually a pretty strong recovery. See if we can get into this dip here. Looking for that break over 35. I'm going to do very small share size though. Ah, just missed my entry. Remove my limit orders for now. I think we could have a second attempt here. Keeping an eye on it. Quick dip. Possible hold, looking for that move back to 36. But that was a pretty strong sell-off. Stopping out. Oh, didn't get my last tiny size out of there. There we go. About a $40 loss, nothing too crazy. Just keeping my position size very small. Looking to see if I can get some stabs, start going back in the right direction. Save is a little bit choppy still. PCSA was actually not bad. I unfortunately did not get the move I wanted right here on this pullback. I was a little bit hesitant there. Still don't really see an opportunity. MCSA being called out by Mark. Yeah. Constantly watching this on my second screen. It's always felt like it was behind on volume, but ever since the market opened, it actually did pick up volume a little bit. If we get a move under 1-1 on lighter volume, I probably would go for it. Something around like 107 or 109, something like in this area. That might be too conservative and might actually hold here and rip again. But I've been getting stopped out and buying too soon on almost my last 5 trades. So I think I'm going to start being a little bit more conservative on it today. That's a pretty big volume candle right there. There we go. Maybe it's gonna have one more pop down. Could maybe see a small size entry. Looking for that kind of false breakdown here, and then around 107 like I was saying before, and then a rip higher, but I think I was just 1 cent off on that one. Yep, dang, had the right idea. Would maybe try to buy high if I could, but I don't want to chase too high Oh, that would have been a beautiful trade. Got to quickly close my limit orders. This might flush again. Yeah, dang, that was it. That was the one I wanted. It was 1 cent off. Would have not really made a big green day, but it definitely would have been a nice solid win. Maybe get 200-300 if I got the size I wanted. Yeah, appreciate it, Frez. Yeah, that trade spoke to me. A little unfortunate. Today I'm a little bit off, huh? Sometimes buying too soon, sometimes not getting in soon enough. It's funny how some trading days can be totally different just by a few cents here and there, but that's really what it often comes down to, right? My thesis here on MESA is we might get a bit of a double top, but it's definitely a bit high risk. It's going for the break at 12 right now, 1-2. One of those tickers you don't really want to buy too high. There we go. 122 getting chipped away. Maybe buy off a 17. Try to ride the trend a little bit. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. It's not very clean. How are you guys? Are you guys still trading save? It doesn't look really clean either. PCSA selling off. BFRG. Yeah, nothing looks too great. Yeah, I don't really want to buy too high. I agree. Breakout trading is a little bit risky at the moment. I would maybe go for an entry around 17 here. But other than that, I don't think I'm gonna try to get into this one. I feel like I would need to get more aggressive if I wanted to jump on it, but I don't think I can do that. $117's kind of holding, but just barely. Getting along at 18 here. Looking for that move back to 20. $516 looking a little weak. Stopping out some size. Tiny size here, regardless. Stopping out the rest. Still think we have that opportunity to punch back to 25. That's what I'm looking for. Getting back at 15. Let's see if we can get that move. Volume wasn't that strong on that sell-off. Nothing else is moving right now. Nothing has really any potential, it feels like. I have very small share size on MESA. Looking for that move over 122. Again, I don't really know if we're going to get that. Volume is so light, way too light. It needs to probably move really quickly if it wants to hold. There we go. Taking some profit off the table, looking for that one last pop here. Can we get it? Taking a little bit more risk off, looking for that last pop over 22. There we go, 24. Not really holding. I'm going to close out. Got to be grateful. Felt like a lot of work for 70 bucks, but got to be grateful, I guess. I don't know. This is another kind of sad open. Yeah, I might call it. I don't really feel like there's anything worth trading, and I have a really strong feeling that if I keep trading, I'm gonna actually go red and pretty deep red. So I think on that instinctual feeling after many years of trading, I don't think I should keep pushing this one. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm up 130 today. I got to be grateful for the profits. You know, I think I messed up on save a few times. I'll talk about that a lot more in the recap for sure. I'll really dive into this one. I think the obvious mistakes were just getting too big size. I said initially I want to trade safe, or like I don't mind trading safe, but it's out of my typical strategy, so I should be sizing down. And that's what I didn't do very well on the initial trade. The other two losses were okay, but all three losses I stopped out at the perfect low. That's pretty rare. That's like, it's cool to have that on stream because there's not a lot of times that happens. Well, I don't know. Is it cool? It's kind of like the worst timing, but to stop out 3 times in a row at a perfect low, that's pretty impressive. I don't think I could do that if I tried. So there we go. Luckily with PCSA, I was red, then green, and then, no, I was green, then red, and then green again. And I did give back some profits off the top though, so that's a little bit upsetting. I was trying to go for this move here and that failed on me. So yeah, really, really tough day, huh? I think where I failed today more than anything is I had a bit of a 4G mindset, get green and get going. Oh yeah, CRGE being called out. Yeah, this one's actually really nice. Where the heck was I the whole time? CRGE. Wow. Today, I took CRGE off my second screen. Look at that. What are the chances? So that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, so sometimes that kind of stuff happens, right? Right as I take it off, it actually ends up making a really nice move. I don't think I'm going to trade it, though. It's kind of like, this is where I would get caught in a flush, then I would go red 500, and then eventually I'd be at max loss, and then I'd be thinking the whole weekend, you know, why did you do any of that? Because, you could have stopped pre-market and made $400. So I'll take my little bit of profits. I've got to be grateful for what I got. Try to not do anything silly. I think that's half the name of the game when it comes to trading. So nice call out though. Grizzly CRGE, great call out. I think this is the ticker I should have, could have, would have been trading. Wow. Oh well, I'm happy we got to spend some time and do some ticker research and learn a little bit about triple witching. So I think that was good fun. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I got stuff to do, STDs, right? As we were talking about earlier today. So have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you then first thing Monday morning. Appreciate everyone stopping in. Don't forget, guys, a little bit of a second disclaimer. This is always for trading education and entertainment purposes. Do not copy trade. I highly advise against copy trading. As you saw today, I stop out sometimes at perfect lows 3 times in a row. So always have a plan. A bad plan is better than no plan. And trade your plan. And then you could always adjust it. Thanks for stopping in, dropping a like, leaving comments. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you Monday. Ciao, ciao.